Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to the Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today, our guest is Sina. Sina, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Awesome. So, Sina, will you let us know what you do and where you live?
Yes, I am the owner of Pakli Foods. It's a snack company made with puffed ancient grains with quinoa, millet, amaranth, and chocolates. They are inspired in the Mexican alegrías. Pakli means joy in the language of the Aztecs, and alegrías means joy in Spanish. I live in Cincinnati. I am from Mexico, and I've been in the US for 20 years.
Awesome. This sounds yummy. All right. All right. So, Sina, let us know a little bit about your inspiration to start this business. Like, what was the reason behind? What was the biggest why?
That's a beautiful question. So that was my favorite childhood snack. It's a snack sold on the streets of Mexico, very non-pretentious, that comes in a plastic bag. And when I came to the US, I really wanted to recreate it. It has been I remember in college, I was already selling them, not produced by me, but selling them to my friends. The chocolate ones started like 25 years ago. Before, they were mainly sweetened with unprocessed cane sugar that comes like in a cone. It's called piloncillo in Spanish. So it just never was really something that I developed and consumed. But during the pandemic, I already had some samples of the amaranth, the puffed amaranth and chocolates. And in the middle of a crisis moment, I'm like, I'm going to start mixing my things. And they were really delicious. And I said, I'm going to dedicate my nights to this. So it took me 6 months. You know, when you start a company, everything happens at once. You can't go one thing at a time because you never finish. So at the same time, I was creating my LLC, doing my packaging with my designer, finding my suppliers, testing my recipes, everything at once. So I didn't know that I was multitasking until I spoke to a business advisor, and he said, you're doing everything at once. So let's put it in paper and understand what needs to be done to accomplish everything. And I also found an incubator kitchen in Cincinnati that allowed me to produce a food business there and get all the health permits. And they gave me a date to start selling in their market. It's a nonprofit organization. So that was perfect because it gave me a goal. So I said, yes, I have to be ready. Started hand making them with one person. I thought I could do it on my own, but I found that it was so hard. I was crying in the kitchen by myself. And then my friend came and we made 300. And then it grew. And by year 2 or 3, I was making 3,000 pieces with 7 Latina women, all in one day. And I started selling in farmers markets and then in local stores. Coffee shops are my sweet spot. But I understood that it wasn't the product to scale. But it took me like 4 years to understand how I was going to scale it, what format it had to change. And I have received immense feedback, incredible feedback from key players in the industry. That has been the most valuable thing to help me shape my business.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, obviously, in this journey, you must have faced a lot of challenges. So, can you share one challenge with us that maybe the biggest challenge you were able to face, and how you were able to cope up with it?
There's always challenges. I think every day there's a challenge. The main one has been understanding how to produce my product from a big circle that is normally done, that you see on my website, that was handmade. That was the only way that I was able to produce them. That's how they look in Mexico. I made my molds. That was another one of the things that I did in the beginning that needed to be custom made for me. And after this feedback that I got from a Kroger buyer who lives in Cincinnati, who told me, you need to make them in a bite size. My biggest challenge was to understand how to make them into a bite size and finding the right technology, because no co-packer wanted to work with me. It was not necessarily easy to access. Then I found the technology and they tested the machine for free and it worked. but then I needed to find the money. So it has been a 4-year process. That has been one of my largest challenges. I had to become certified woman and minority owned. And then I got very incredible business loans from Ohio that were 0% interest because I'm minority and woman owned certified. And those were key to unlocking the possibility of getting my technology. Once I got it, I found a co-packer that's also local to me, and now we can scale. Finding that scalability was the most challenging thing. I think a CPG company, I didn't know when I started, but it needs to find two things to unlock growth. One is scalability and the other one is capital. So scalability is already solved. Now I need to find capital, which is not something I'm strong at. I'm not an expert at fundraising. I haven't fundraised. So if I don't fundraise, I am not gonna unlock growth. And I'm very, very scared.
Makes sense. Makes sense. In fact, many investors might also be watching this podcast, so I'm not sure if someone may reach you at the end. So awesome. That's awesome. I believe, this is something that probably every business faces at some certain point. So this is not a unique case, but yeah, this is something that is addressable, and every business owner must have faced these sort of issues. All right. So in terms of selling your product, how you are selling your product, you are selling it, as you said, like coffee shops are your sweet spots. So you are selling it offline, or you are selling it online as well?
Yes. So my go-to-market strategy, again, without necessarily, now that I see it in retrospective, I guess my business intuition was not so bad. One of the kitchen founders from Findlay Kitchen, Marianne Hamilton, she's so wise. And she said, after me being in the farmers markets for like a year, she said, you chose a market strategy, the cheapest way that you could, to help you develop a product that was fit to the market and to get product recognition and validation. So right after I started farmers markets, I understood that feedback was essential. And right away, I started going to local coffee shops and natural stores. And there has been a lot of churn, but the ones that I have remained are the natural stores that get a product like mine, that are okay with something different that is culturally rich. And coffee shops are so sweet because the competition for me is not as great as a supermarket. And everybody wants something to grab with their coffee. And gluten-free organic options are not so obvious. And coffee shops are very good at finding the bakery to include, but they don't necessarily are so good at finding their snacks. So that's kind of a very nice thing to do. So I do also sell online, but my online growth has come very organically. So a lot of my farmers markets, and this particular market, the Findlay market, which is kind of an international sweet spot in Cincinnati, a lot of people come there and then they take the products elsewhere. So I do get orders from all over the US. And I have also grown some in other platforms, but I've never been so aggressive without much capital to really grow my online sales. And I also understood when I tried to invest in like Facebook ads or Google ads that it's such a different product. People don't know what it is. So I need to unlock trial first. So I need to invest a lot in client, I forget the term, when acquisition to give out samples or to have them buy it almost like only for the shipping for free to unlock that. And I just haven't had the capital for that. And I am in like 70 independent stores and coffee shops. And now with this new bite size that I am developing, it's already ready with the packaging, everything. Machine is here. So product has already been launched in a few trade shows. I am really unlocking beautiful things. I am going to launch in Sprouts Innovation section nationwide in September. And some other retailers are already interested in me. So watch out. I am going this year. Yeah.
Awesome. I think this is a compulsory part where if people will be able to taste your product, they will be able to buy your product for sure. Like obviously, first they want to know taste like. So awesome. So in terms of your future plans, I can understand you're expanding and you're facing some investment issues as well, but still you do have some growth plans. So in your growth plans, what are your short-term plans? Like we can say 3 to 6 months.
So this month will basically be bringing this new product to market, understanding my processes correctly in terms of production and cash flow and distribution, launching in this few big retailers, consolidating relationships with others, and finding partners to help me grow. So that's what this year is going to look like. Last year was a very transitional year where my energy was focused on building the bites and still trying to produce the other ones. So this year, the other ones will kind of become, I only have 10,000 packages of that one to produce, and then I'm out. And yeah, it's all about finding, unlocking growth and finding some partnerships to help me, because I have been alone the whole time. I only have people to help me produce the handmade ones. But now that I found this co-packer, not even that will be. And I need help. I can't grow this company just like this on my own. I'm too scattered. I am not specific enough. And I need help.
Awesome. So what are your long-term goals? Like, let's say if you are able to secure some investment, and I believe people most like your product for sure because it sounds yummy. By the way, I like Mexican snacks a lot. I eat over there in Pakistan. I do eat Mexican snacks. But yeah,
Interesting. I
so
would love to know what you eat, but I don't want to interrupt you.
different type of tacos. I will let you know, but yeah, different type of tacos. I like tacos and sort of Doritos as well. So these sort of things. So in terms of investment, let's say if you get some investment and things go as per your planning. So what are your future goals for the long term? Let's say after 1 year or maybe after 2 years, of where you are thinking where your company will be.
Yes. So the first thing is we need to cover the natural channel. First, I need to consolidate myself in the natural channel because that is where I naturally belong. So I want to cover Sprouts, Whole Foods, and then all of the big, not big, but small to medium natural independent stores, to name a few, Heinen's, Jimbo's, Fairway. There's many that are very beautiful, prestigious stores. Once I cover the natural channel, then I would love to go to the conventional channel, while in the meantime growing my online sales as a result and being able to put some money into that. So it just, the word scaling exponentially, but it has to be sustainably. So yes, I see an exponential growth of the product and also expanding horizontally. So I will also have to come up with new SKUs and ideas and fresh innovations to expand my line. I see companies like, Siete, that started with this tortilla that was grain-free tortilla. And then I don't even know that that product was their star product because they grew in many, many others. Tortillas didn't necessarily become their best product. So there has to be innovation, and not only in sweet snacks. I have to come up with other beautiful, but I want to stay in the line of ancient grains. So the wisdom behind the grains of my product is key to me and to my mission. Amaranth, the original ingredient of this snack, is so full of protein, and it has the 7 essential amino acids, and it was key to the Aztecs. They knew, they had the wisdom without necessarily studying nutrition. So quinoa was from the Inca. So they all those ancient cultures knew what they needed to eat. And that, I think, we don't know what we need to eat. So that ancient wisdom, I wanted to stay within my line of products. So I have to come up with other products that have that, but not losing my mission of bringing Mexican culturally rich products to the market.
Awesome. So, Sina, what would be your biggest piece of advice for the other entrepreneurs? Because you have experienced a lot of things and you must have something in your mind.
I would just say that lean on your intuition and know that resilience does exist, and be very inquisitive and open to understanding that there's so much to learn. And the things, if you are open and your intuition is there, the things that you need will show up and come for you to know them. So a little example, when I was starting, I was touring the kitchen where I was gonna produce. I had no idea. I was just designing my packaging. And there was another brand that is a granola bar made with honey from Greece and sesames. And they were there and they said, oh, you're another snack company. Do you have a UPC? I'm like, what is a UPC? And they said, oh, you just have to go to GS1 and get a UPC. It's very simple. They were talking Chinese to me. I had no idea what they were saying. Yes. So I didn't even know I needed a UPC. That's how ignorant I was when I started. And I've been in the food industry for 20 years, So just, and that came to me. I didn't even know I was looking for it. So that piece of being open to grasp everything that you need. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So, Sina, at the end, will you let people know how they can reach you? If you can share your website, your social media handle, email, whatever you want to.
Yeah. My website is www.pakli Foods. So it's P as in Peter, A, K as in koala, T as in Thomas, L, I, foods.com. Please order through my website. That's where I make the most money. And my Instagram is at Pakli Foods. And on LinkedIn, I'm with my name, Sina Chiriti. Please always feel free to reach out. I'm always open to connections and collaborations. If you are a brand that wants to collaborate in any way, or if you're a retailer or an investor, reach out. I'm open to collaborations.
Awesome, Sina. It was very nice talking to you. Thanks for joining us today. And we wish you best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.